I'm Madison.
I'm Malika.
And we're going to make some mac and cheese. So this mac and cheese is a lot healthier than a lot of mac and cheese because macaroni and cheese normally has a disgusting orange sauce with a lot of fat, and it's just carbs and fat and a little bit of protein. But my mac and cheese has lots of vegetables like broccoli, yellow squash, zucchini, and red pepper. And then we just shred some white cheddar cheese and put that on in layers, like a casserole almost, so that it still is nice and cheesy like everyone likes, but it has way less fat and a lot more nutrients because of all the vegetables. So the first vegetable we're going to cut up is broccoli. You want to cut broccoli into florets, so to make sure you have a nice sturdy grip on the knife, you hold the knife like this, wrap your hands around this part of the knife, and the rest of your fingers go right here. Then you cut off the big part of the stem, put it in the compost bowl, and then after that, just kind of go in and cut off a section like this, make it a little tree, cut off more of the stem, and then cut, if it's pretty big, cut it in half, because we want these pieces to be nice and small and bite-sized, easy to eat. And that's about it. And then do that with the rest of your two small, very, very small heads of broccoli. The next vegetable in our mac and cheese that we're going to cut up is yellow squash. So we just want to cut this into about half-inch dice. So maybe this much of the squash is all you're going to need. And then cut it in half lengthwise. And then cut it in half this way. And then go like this. So maybe this is like 3/4 inch dice, I guess. And then if you don't like the size of that piece, you can cut it in half. Like that. Pretty self-explanatory. And just do that with the whole squash. Or at least whichever section of the squash you're using. And then we'll also have zucchini, red pepper, and the broccoli that we cut up in there as well.
So now we're going to chop up some zucchini. So first you have to cut the head off. Then you can cut the section that you want. And then you first have to cut it in half lengthwise. And then you chop it into 3/4 inch pieces. Oh, these are not even, but basically the same way as you cut the yellow squash.
And cut it in half and stuff if it's too big. The last vegetable that we're going to be chopping up in mac and cheese is the red bell pepper. And the reason we're chopping it last is because it's the first thing that's going into the pan. So what you want to do, chop the top off. Then you see where the walls of the membrane meet the pepper. You cut perpendicular to those. Turn it. You have to slice the membrane off. Then you have a hunk of seeds. Boop. Then thinly slice it. And with those thin slices, you dice it. Like that. So now our pasta water is boiling. So we want to salt it. Add some olive oil. And then add about 10 ounces of pasta. You can just eyeball it. Ooh, that's splashy. That's better. Whoops. And stir it. And cook it according to the directions on the package. So my package says 14 to 15 minutes. So we'll do 14 minutes because we want it al dente, which means that it's still chewy, but it's not too chewy. Okay, so now I heated up some olive oil on medium-high heat, and I'm sauteing some red bell peppers, which we diced, in here. And then once these get a good saute for maybe a minute or so, we put the zucchini, squash, and broccoli in there, and we're going to cover it, and then we're going to steam it. Now it's time to add broccoli, zucchini, and yellow squash. Make sure they get a good coating of olive oil. Now, I'm going to get the lid from over here and cover it. And now we're just going to let it steam until it's green. So now it's time to put all the vegetables in with the pasta. This is very vegetable-y, so there might be just as much vegetableness as the pasta. That's okay. That's exactly what we want. If you go to Whole Foods and you look at their Health Starts Here program, they really want things to be plant-based. And so this is kind of what I'm doing. Most mac and cheese is mostly vegetables, and I mean not mostly vegetables, mostly pasta and a little bit of vegetables. But for me, it's like a lot of vegetables and some pasta. So we have the plant as the star of the dish. Now we're going to season it with some salt and pepper. Give it another stir. And now we're going to move on to building the casserole part. So now we're going to make it in 2 layers like a casserole. I'm going to put the pasta down here. Can you hold that up? Mm-hmm. And then kind of tilt it a little bit so I can scoop about half of this in here. Maybe about 3/4. And then spread it out. Put the pot down. And then we're going to put about half of that shredded cheese on this layer. This is going to be really cheesy and really good. It's going to taste like it has sauce, but it doesn't. Okay, that's about good. And then we can put the rest of this on here. And then while I do this, Malika, can you mix together a teaspoon of paprika and that cup of whole wheat panko breadcrumbs?
Okay, so the breadcrumbs are already in the bowl. So I need a teaspoon. Which is a teaspoon.
The paprika will add a really interesting flavor that you don't get from most mac and cheese. And that's exactly what we're aiming for. We want this to be a spin-off on a classic. You can take the top off.
Oh, that might be useful.
There you go, and then it's just... No, don't pour it in. No. Watch. Dunk it in.
Oh,
take it out like that. Now you can mix that together with that spoon. That seems like it's going to be way too many breadcrumbs, but it's actually going to be the perfect amount. More cheese. It's always a good thing. Cheese is a good thing. Okay, I think those breadcrumbs are pretty well mixed. So go ahead and we will kind of shake them out on top. Want to do that? Sure. Okay. So just make sure that they're kind of evenly covering that surface, and then we'll pop it in the oven for about 10 minutes.
Go.
Although this doesn't have as much cheese as Kraft mac and cheese, it's way healthier, and the cheese flavor is totally still there. Enjoy!
There you go.
Mac and cheese. Yeah! Woo!
Let's go. Mac and cheese is on the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
This stuff gon' make you lose your mind, 'cause it's low in fat and it's real fine. Sauteed peppers and the pan is first. Add zucchini, squash, and broccoli. Cover it till it's really green. We just wanna see ya mix that. Get some cheese in a box, cup and a half on the top. No sauce 'cause it's high in fat. Still, we have to layer it like a casserole. Yo, I'm mixing paprika and panko. I got a cup of the stuff on the top. Here we go, we mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's the stuff that we're eating. It's got lots of veggies, so it's nice and nutritious. Hey, mac and cheese is on the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. This stuff gonna make you lose your mind, 'cause it's low in fat and it's real fine. Mac and cheese is on the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. This stuff gonna make you lose your mind. We just wanna see ya. Yeah, tonight it's mac and cheese.